Hi everybody, my name is Mr. Nate. Information and communication. Information and communication. Information and communication. Technology is good for you. Technology is good for you. Welcome to our online class. Today we are going to talk about the mouse. We're going to be learning about the mouse. Can you see the picture of my mouse? Yes, this is a part of the computer system. The mouse is a part of the computer system, and this mouse is a very important part of the computer. If you are going to be using the computer, if you are going to be learning to use the computer system with me, you must know how to use the mouse. This is the mouse. The mouse is a part of the computer. Now, at the end of this class, what are we expected to know? At the end of this lesson, pupils should be able to identify the mouse. You should be able to identify the mouse. You know, I've shown you a mouse already. It means if you see different computer mouse, you should be able to identify it. You should also be able to mention the uses of the mouse. You should be able to mention the uses of the mouse. You should also be able to label the mouse. So at the end of this class, I'll teach you how to label the mouse. At the end of this class, you should be able to use the mouse to shut down the computer system. So I will teach you what it means to shut down the computer system, and I would also teach you how to do it. At the end of this lesson, you should be able to use the mouse for other general purposes. We should be able to use the mouse for other general purposes. Now, what is the first thing that we are going to talk about? Now, we have a mouse that is using wire and the other one that does not use wire. Now, this one that is using cable, all you just need to do is to connect the cable to your computer system, and then you can now use your mouse. So basically, both the cabled mouse and the wireless mouse, they can do the same thing. They both can do the same thing. Now, let's talk about the mouse, the parts of the mouse. This is the left click. This is the left click. You can see this is the left click, and this is the right click. This is the left click, and this is the right click. The left click and the right click. Now for this mouse too, this is the left click, this is the right click. The left click, the mouse click, the right click. The left click, the right click. And then the mouse has a scroll button. This is the scroll button of my mouse. Now let me move out of my slide briefly, and then I will draw the mouse so that we can see. I'm going to use the paint application to quickly draw and label the mouse. So I'm going to pick the rounded rectangle here. I'm drawing something that looks like the mouse. Then I will draw a line here. And then I'm trying to draw the mouse. I will draw another line here. Yes, so I can use this to label the mouse right now. Now, this is the left click, and this is the right click. This is the left click and this is the right click. So let me just type it here so you would be able to identify this. The left click Let me use cap lock. And let me increase my font to 20. Left click. This is my left click. And this is my right click. And here we also have the part called the scroll button. Let me draw the scroll button here. Here is my scroll button. So I would label my scroll button here. Scroll button. So you can see the part of the mouse. I just labeled it. This part here is the left click. This part here is the right click. And this part here is the scroll button. If you go back to my slide, you will see just like I explained, the left click, the right click, the scroll button. The left click, the right click, the scroll button. Now, what do we use the mouse for? What do we use the mouse for? We use the mouse for left clicking. We use the mouse for right clicking. We use the mouse for scrolling. We use the mouse for dragging and dropping. We use the mouse for selecting. We use the mouse for highlighting. Those are the things we use the mouse for. Now we are going to practice those things right now. Let me try to left click so we see. So if I left click on this mouse, if I left click for instance, it will take me to the next slide. So left clicking is just like selecting. Let me do this. So if I left click right now, it will allow me to select this mouse. I can left click on this mouse again. It will allow me to select the next mouse. So if I want to select any object, all I need to do is to use my left click. So if I want to move from this slide to the next slide, all I need to do is to use my left click. Now, but right click helps you to have more options. When I press my right click right now on this object, it will bring out this option box. I can click this, it will also bring out option box. I can click this, it will bring out option box. Now, that is what the right click actually helps you to do. So you can see we've learned how to use the left click. We've learned how to use the right click. Now the next thing is scroll button. Scroll button helps you to scroll up and down. So you can see as I'm using my mouse to scroll, my slide is moving to the next one. My slide is moving to the next one. So basically, that is how the scroll button works. Now returning back to my slide here, the next thing is highlighting. Now, I can explain what highlighting means from my last slide here. So I want to probably highlight something here. I can use my mouse to just highlight. So this is what it means to highlight. This is what it means to highlight. So I can choose to highlight only ICT here. I will just highlight ICT. I can choose to highlight only more. I will just highlight more. I can choose to highlight around me. I will just highlight around me. So basically, I used the mouse to do all of this. In our subsequent classes, we will be using the mouse to do several different things. I hope you enjoyed today's class, and I believe you learned something tangible in this particular class. I hope to see you in the next class, and don't forget there's a quizzes link below the video here. Don't forget to click the more button and then engage with the quiz activity that is attached to this video. And lastly, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel if you enjoyed what you have seen today. Thanks so much. Bye for now.